Defiant in his defence, Tony Blair tells the Iraq inquiry he was right to go to war.
It isn't about a lie or a conspiracy or a deceit or a deception, it's a decision.
This is the ITV News with Nina Hussain.
It was meant to be Judgment Day for the families who lost their loved ones in Iraq. Are they and we any closer to the truth? A mother whose son died in the war joins me live with her verdict on Tony Blair's evidence so far. Also this lunchtime, tributes to the two children allegedly murdered by their mother. The family's fury and the GMC's surprise as a doctor found guilty of serious professional misconduct isn't struck off after the deaths of 12 patients. And the bargain brolly stand, why a 50-year-old gift could earn one couple $500,000. Good afternoon. There was no admission of fault or contrition or humility. Instead, the families who lost their loved ones in the Iraq War, who were seated behind Tony Blair, heard him mount a vigorous defence of every decision he took as he led the country into conflict. The former Prime Minister told the Iraq inquiry Saddam Hussein had used chemical weapons in the past, and after 9/11 he didn't want to leave rogue leaders like him in a position to use them or sell them to others who would. As he spoke, shouts from anti-war protesters outside could be heard inside the building. From the inquiry, Lucy Manning reports. Let's return now to our main story this lunchtime. Tony Blair has launched a vigorous defence of the decision to take Britain to war in Iraq. He spent the morning being grilled at the Chilcot inquiry. He said the 9/11 attacks changed everything and there was no conspiracy, no deceit.
The UK's involvement in Iraq.
Let's rejoin our political editor Tom Bradby now at the Iraq inquiry. Tom, Tony Blair is expected to give evidence again in about 10 minutes' time. What do we expect from him this afternoon?
Well, I think there's a lot more questions to get through. He's going to be asked about the preparation for war and indeed whether Britain prepared properly for war and whether it cost soldiers' lives if it didn't. He's going to be asked about whether he put a lot of pressure on the Attorney General, Peter Goldsmith, to alter his view on whether the war was legal or not. And he's going to be asked about the post-war planning. I think there he almost has to concede that there were errors, since quite transparently the post-war planning was an absolute shambles. But I think what really strikes me, having sat in there all morning, is just the loneliness of his position. You know, these are the most difficult decisions any Prime Minister takes, and I was thinking back over the kind of 20 years I've been here about Bosnia and Rwanda and places where, you know, politicians were so heavily criticised for not intervening. I think Tony Blair at some point decided that he was going to take the courageous decisions. He would view this as a courageous decision, whatever you think of it, but certainly I don't think he imagined in 1997 this is how it was all going to end up.
OK, Tom Bradby, many thanks. And of course we'll bring you full coverage of this afternoon's questioning of Tony Blair on the ITV News at 6:30. Do join Alistair Stewart and Julie Etchingham for that. But from everyone here on the Lunchtime team, bye-bye.